It seems like in the last year I've discovered how much my family loves meatballs. All different flavors, and they're easy to make, they're easy to freeze, easy to transport, and fun to eat. I'm going to show you how to make these quinoa Asian meatballs. These Asian quinoa meatballs start with cooked quinoa. It's a really nutritious ingredient. It adds a lot of protein, and I just love anything with Asian flavors. So to this we'll add some green onion. I am using, I'm making a double batch today, so I would need 6 green onions. These are big ones, so I'm just gonna use 3 big ones. And what I like to do when I'm slicing these is take the tip of the chef's knife and just come through the center of the thick part of your green onion. It'll let you get smaller pieces. And then I like to slice in half and then line them up. Now for this one, I do want to have some garnish, so I'm going to pull off a few of the green tops to allow for that. Just curl your fingers, take your chef's knife, put it right on the board, and just kind of roll into it until you have nice slices. We'll add fresh garlic. You need about 3 cloves for a batch. My cloves are big, really big, so I'm gonna just do 4 of them. Add it right into your garlic press, and if your hands struggle with strength to squeeze it, put the base on your board and just press straight into it. It just shot right into there. If you're lucky, the paper comes out right on the hopper. Otherwise, you're gonna use this little tool right here to pull it out. We'll add turkey. I love recipes like this that call for turkey because it's lower in fat. We tend to eat a lot more ground turkey than beef. And turkey's kind of like a canvas, and you can make it taste whatever you like, depending on what you're adding to it. And it's a lean source of protein. So if you're not a fan of it, you could use some ground chicken, or you could do ground beef if that's what you like. But the recipe I'm making as it calls for the ground turkey. All right, I am also making this soy-free today. So I am using coconut aminos instead of soy sauce. This is a really great swap if you don't do soy at your house, and it eliminates that ingredient. So I've got some of that in there. We'll add a couple of eggs. Eggs are often used for meatballs because they help bind, and again, it's another little boost of protein. And some sriracha, 1 teaspoon per batch. I'll just eyeball it. I'm gonna do about a teaspoon for the 2 batches. We like things a little bit more on the mild side. And then finally, add a little bit of salt and pepper. Our electric grinder set is fun to use. You can just put in however much you like. Okay, we're gonna mix it with the stand mixer. The presets are wonderful. Just turn it to mix. And I'm going to just mix for about a minute. That's all you need for meatballs. It does a really good job, so you don't have to touch it. You can make them however big you like. I like to use the large scoop. Just press it flat against your bowl. It'll fill your well completely and give you that nice rounded shape. I should be able to get all of these in here, and they're not cookies, so they don't expand. You can put them pretty close together and they'll bake beautifully. I filled the whole large bar pan, and I'm gonna put the rest on the small. Did you know that these are safe in your microwaves as well as your air fryer? So if you have a smaller space or a toaster oven, it's great that you can have a stone that fits in those spots. We'll pop these in the oven, 400 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes until they're 165 degrees. While the meatballs are in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and make the sauce. I'm using the 3-quart stainless steel pot, and in here I have some water, more of the coconut aminos, some fresh ginger, and some brown sugar. And we're just gonna let this come to a little bit of a simmer. What I love about sauces like this is you know all of the ingredients. So if you have to be careful about the things that you make for your family, making a homemade sauce is the perfect solution to that. Once your sauce comes to a boil, we're gonna add a slurry of cornstarch and water. It's good to do this while stirring, that way you won't have lumps. We'll cook this just for a couple of minutes until it gets nice and thick. They're done. I tested the temperature of the meatballs and I can see that they are cooked all the way through. Let's take a look over here. You can see it's above the 165. And you'll notice with turkey sometimes you'll see this whitish goo on the pan. When you let your meatballs just sort of sit for a little bit, that starts to evaporate and absorbs back in. So it's nothing to be concerned about if you've not made meatballs like this before. That's normal, and we will just, when we pull the meatballs off, that liquid will stay behind. So I put a bunch of the meatballs in this insulated bowl. Here's our sauce. We want to get these covered nicely. This smells really, really good. Are you a fan of meatballs at your house? I like them all the ways. So good. Okay. And once we've got them coated, if you have toasted some sesame seeds, you can add those in for serving as well. I'm just going to add some green onion, and this portion here I'm bringing to my son's house. I bring them dinner once a week. And then they come here a couple times a week. We're together a lot. And I know that this one will transport well like this. Here it is, all plated up. I served some steamed, or sauteed rather, Swiss chard on the side with some jasmine rice and our quinoa Asian meatballs. I hope you'll give this a try.